Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Obviously, we have a little bit of a dump. We've seen that Bitcoin is roughly around $56,000. XRP is still holding strong at $1.43, so there's that. And I feel like every dip that we've had has been a little bit more exaggerated with how people feel. Obviously, last dip was pretty dramatic in terms of everyone's feeling. Oh no, this is the end. And then again with this one, I got similar comments on a lot of my videos saying, you know, the bull run's over. Obviously, it's not. I'll spoil the rest of the video here for you now. The bull run isn't over. If anything, the best case scenario here would be that we trade sideways instead of going right up. We want that Bitcoin dominance to go down. But today we're going to be talking about the crypto market cap, where it is right now, where we are in the bull run, and also why the bull run isn't over. Just remember, if you like the content, go ahead and give me a like. It really helps share this video out to a lot of people. Really helps the channel grow. So I would really appreciate just a simple like on the video. All right, let's get into it. So what I have here is the Bitcoin USD chart, and we're looking at this with the 2-year MA, the 2-year moving average. Here I just want to point out the bull run in 2017. We see where the bull run had extended past the 2-year. And we can obviously see how exaggerated that was. Now, this also happened in previous bull runs. I'm just not showing it to you because the indicator on this chart doesn't go that far. I'd have to pull a bigger chart. But trust me that every bull run has made it above this marker. So in 2017, we were above the 2-year for roughly 60 days. And you can see here that we haven't even broken it. Now, a lot of what I talk about here is referenced back to 2017. And that's because there's a lot more trading data with 2017 than prior bull markets. So if we look at the previous bull market, we can see that constantly we would get rejected at that level. So these rejections seem pretty normal, and it's similar to kind of what we're seeing right now. Again, just to highlight, everything above the 2-year is an area of parabolic rise, really explosive, maybe bubble territory. And then everything down in this section, the green section below the 2-year, this is dramatically oversold and time to buy. You can see that we're not even at those levels. Neither of those levels. We haven't passed the 2-year yet. We haven't gotten to that parabolic rise. And again, when I talk about the parabolic rise, we've discussed this in a video before about how dramatic the wicks will be. In a day, we might change 30 to 40%. We're still in the range of 8 to 10% each day, maybe on some cryptocurrencies. And obviously the volatility is going to be less dramatic now, so it's going to be harder to gauge by wicks. But we can identify that the market is still really small, and we're still going to have incredible volatility considering, you know, the market is only $2 trillion. Now, one other thing to note is that Bitcoin did drop below the 50-day moving average. But just to reference 2017 again, there's been numerous times where Bitcoin has dropped below that 50-day and still recovered. So it's not an indicator that the bull market's over. Far from it. It's important to understand that retracements like this are very common. They're very healthy for the bull market. Now, in terms of where we're going for Bitcoin, obviously, I still have that $150,000 Bitcoin in sight. I still think that that's where we're going in the bull market. Right now, we do understand that we probably have roughly 5 months left of this bull market. Now, a big thing to note is that Bitcoin dominance is dropping, which is a very good thing for altcoins, especially decoupling a lot of altcoins from Bitcoin being able to. But it would be extremely healthy for the market if Bitcoin did just trade level. And I'm hoping that that's the result here. In terms of where Bitcoin can go, there's always the possibility of a further capitulation down, especially considering that this volatility spike is roughly only at the 30% mark. We're still not seeing the big dramatic 40%, 50% drops that we could possibly see in a high volatile time. So it's feasible that we could go down a little bit more. I'm hoping for some sideways action, because if we get sideways action, altcoins have a position and altcoins can make their run. Now, I do think heavy accumulation periods for altcoins are very healthy, especially when they're supporting upper levels. I do trust that Bitcoin is going to make it past these levels and make it up to the 150,000 mark. But what I'm hoping is that we have enough sustain built up for when we hit that 150,000 mark, that we don't crash so much by the end of it. We've talked before where my targets are, and this is kind of aligned with my targets. My target would be probably at the end of the bull market. The lowest Bitcoin could drop to is maybe 38,000. But I think roughly between this range here is probably where we will see Bitcoin drop to after a crash. But again, it's very likely at this point that Bitcoin is going to hit these numbers. And especially if you're long Bitcoin, in general, this bull market doesn't matter. You know, 2020 is nothing in the grand scheme of things. If you understand the economics of Bitcoin, how it works, once this asset class has maybe as much as gold, which is 1/10 the way there, it's going to be worth a damn lot of money. So really, right now, if you're buying Bitcoin for the first time and it just dropped, you bought it at 60K and it just dropped to 56K. I know it's hard to swallow, but that price is extremely cheap. That was an extremely hard pill for people to swallow back in 2017 when they mortgaged their houses and bought Bitcoin for 19K and it dropped down to 3. But trust me in this, we're not at the end of the bull market. There's no indicator that's saying that we're at the end of the bull market. In fact, a lot of bullish indicators are happening. And you just need to recognize that if you're in the market at this point, you do need to expect some volatility and some market drops. I want to wrap up the video by going over the crypto market cap. Right now, we're sitting at $2.15 trillion, which we're 100 billion down approximately, maybe a little bit more. But the market is currently up 2%, recovering from the crash that we had the other day. Bitcoin sitting at just under $57,000. Ethereum trying to regain some ground back up to the 2,500 mark. We have BNB actually pumping right now. So BNB is almost hitting the $600 mark. XRP is making a great recovery, coming back to $1.44. Cardano got a massive dip. It dipped, I believe, down to like 117. It might have even gotten lower before I went to bed. But Cardano has rebounded back up to 128. And I understand that maybe that's a source of a bit of frustration with Cardano. I hear some people selling their Cardano and moving it into other projects. I probably wouldn't. I'm pretty bullish on Cardano. I'm equally as bullish on things like Polkadot. And Polkadot as well suffered a pretty massive dip. Also, we talked about KSM. In terms of what's a buy right now, anything below $400 for KSM is an absolute steal. We've talked about that. Pending a Bitcoin crash, we would never see an under $400 KSM. Well, here it is. So definitely fill up your bags if you don't, because the auctions are coming and we're going to have parachains live and everything else with Polkadot systems. So I definitely add on some KSM to your bags. Another token to keep an eye on is Harmony One. Harmony One is actually dipped. It actually dipped down to 11 cents. As far as I saw, it might have gotten even sub 10 cents, which would have been an incredible steal for anyone that did pick it up. But Harmony One is also an altcoin that I would look into buying during this dip. If you're looking for NFT exposure, you're looking at Mana, you're looking at Theta, you're looking at Engine, and then of course you're looking at Bepro. Not much else to really talk about today. Obviously, we're going to go through a little bit of a sideways action to downtrend, but we will start seeing altcoins light up. We see BNB kind of leading the charge. So I think over the next couple of days, we'll slowly see a couple of projects just pump. And we do see a lot of projects that have held a lot of their gains, like VeChain, for example. So there's still a lot of bullish sentiment in the market. Everything's not done. The bull market is still happening. Well, that's it for me, everyone. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a like. It really helps the algorithm, YouTube do its stuff. Subscribe if you want more crypto content. Also, during this week, I have an updated portfolio video coming out tomorrow. And then later on the week, I'm actually putting out a video that I talked about on live stream about how I'm going to take out a loan from Celsius and collateralize my Bitcoin and then use that loan to earn a yield. So I think that video is going to be incredibly insightful for people to understand at a small level how wealthy people leverage assets to take loans and invest in things. So I'll be explaining all that and showing the numbers through that video. So definitely don't forget to subscribe. All right, everyone. Happy hodling.